Hello everyone, this is a Greyshot 17 to bring you another COH2 replay. This is actually brought by my friends. I figured it's been long enough since I did one by a Patreon supporter, so, I get back to them. In any case, we have Sean's making this replay with GTA, aka Napoleon Bonaparte, Sin 7, Trihardosaurus Wrecked, and Ace. Double check their ranks, but you pretty much know these guys are going to play this game quite a bit as they've been on my channel for years now. In any case, on the enemy team, we have Dim Andy, we have Joshy, we have Destiny U89, and BBC, and CNN Fuck Trump. Interesting names all around with pretty high levels. So, should be an interesting game. 4v4 on Leanne Forest. Can't wait to see what goes on. So, once real quick, 2 OKW and 2 Vermont versus an American, 2 Americans, 1 Soviet, and 1 British. So let's get right to it, shall we? We have the British in the forest capturing the point. I'm assuming you would try to fortify this area, which could be very good with your emplacements to kind of lock it down. But we'll see how well that goes against the Stern Pioneers kind of flanking. Oh boy, GTA is like, I'm going to pull back. Not going to deal with that. We have a double team going on left with riflemen and conscripts moving on in. Dim went Spearhead Doctrine, so expect mortars. Nice recon, some airstrikes, and a nice Tiger tank. Overall good against infantry in general for this doctrine, with some nice attributes that can hold back armor, such as heavy tank, fragmentation bomb, which stuns armor. We have looks like an ambush over here. I like how it's kind of like a stalemate, but looks like GTA is trying to wait to pull him in. And both sides really not engaging. Again, both sides of a smart player, because neither side's like, I can't win this engagement outright, so I'm just going to pull back a little bit. Nice MG. Hold on standby, suppress the British infantry, but the American forces trying to flank around. Meanwhile, anything on the right? Not really. MG just kind of there with the Vickers. American forces kind of, wow, yeah, just kind of being surrounded in all fronts. MG not repositioning. It's American infantry holding back the Stern Pioneers, but Rare Echelon fell back. Volk squads looks like they're taking some heavy casualties. They're probably going to fall back, but there's this fresh squad along with the MG moving on up. Wow, facing the wrong direction. Congratulations. Good job. I guess he's trying to do that because he thinks the Volk Squad will win. And that way he can kind of will focus on the reinforcements coming in. Fire grenade coming in. So really it's an equal battle right now. Americans getting in better cover and trying to hold the line. Well, even though it's on fire at that point, they were able to get the cover in time. And American infantry looks like they're pushing back the Volk squads for the win. It's a close win, but a win nonetheless. We do have additional German forces coming in with the Pioneer squad, but the Riflemen should be more than capable of holding them back. We have, what's that sound? Oh, it's the MG going to the ground. And I love how he just like kicked that one German dead body. Just like, just slightly tapped it. Now, he does have to worry about Panzerfaust here, but with the Riflemen here, and oh wow, that Panzerfaust is going pretty damn far. Sure. But anyway, with the additional forces, that Grenadier squad should be pushed back pretty easily, and that should be control of the forest. Meanwhile, over in the city, things may not be going as smoothly. We have even the conscripts in this location. Germans have an MG. This Vickers Maxim is pretty much in negative cover, which makes it very easy to pretty much get neutralized. Ace, we have with Heavy Cavalry Company. Very nice indeed. Why? Because you got heavy armor and infantry, plus the smoke is great for just trying to make sure your unit or your unit offensive goes well, blocking the MG, or defensively your unit is able to escape without, dying. Medical location has a forward base. Could be a major issue for the Allies in general. We have a mortar team opening fire, which could cause some damage to this. Maybe push them back, but with that medical there, yes, they can't retreat to it, but they can still hold that position. Let's see, we have BBC going, well, yeah, having some issues, not a ton of men, but win fortifications. So wouldn't it surprise me if he locks down this area and kind of uses the staging ground as well to just launch artillery assaults at the enemy base? I've done that before, and if he's smart, which, again, I'm proceeding on rank only, but still, it's a determination on like how much play time, so I'm assuming he probably wouldn't make something of it, like a dumb move like putting, I don't know, a medical there but never reinforcing, or like something like that, or like putting mines in dumb locations, or maybe a flak emplacement that's literally like right here where it can't hit anything. Stupid stuff like that. I'm assuming he's going to do the right thing, and looks like from his actions he is, and he's actually reinforcing now with support guns, kind of help with artillery, help push the Allies back. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, we have additional forces moving on up. We got myself a flamethrower pushing back the rifleman. We got something being healed. Universal carrier with a flamethrower. Could be exactly what they need. Napoleon Bonaparte going infantry company. So nice. You got more pretty much fortification weaponry over here, which could be helpful versus the fortification doctrine for the most part. Zeroing artillery is still incredibly powerful, which could be an issue in its own right, especially tag team with a recon such as a flare, which it looks like they don't have, and or recon, which they do have. So overall, we'll see how these guys do. But we can't retreat this way. Most likely Grenadiers are going to Panzerfausting to death. Echelon trying to hold them back, but alas, looks like these Grenadiers will be able to chase this Universal Carrier down and finish the poor thing off. Unless you have reinforcements coming around the corner, which I don't see anything, which means say goodbye to the Universal Carrier. And judging from the rear shot, I'm assuming this thing's going to blow up. Nope, no major explosion. Okay, I usually expect a gigantic explosion that kind of just looks incredible. Kind of like a movie, kind of like a film explosion versus a real life explosion. If you don't know what I'm talking about, films have a lot more fire, especially in TV shows, have a lot more fire to it. That's why you see a lot of 80s films, stuff like that. You have this huge fiery explosion, which if you ever watch, like, I don't know, Mythbusters or something, you'll see that's really not the case for a lot of explosions. They just pour gasoline and stuff like that. Meanwhile, fire is currently burning this building down. Poor Allied forces. Anyway, the half-track's great for just countering a lot of Allied infantry very early on, which I've seen now used quite a bit. So nice play by Destiny over here, pushing back the Allies in all fronts. This poor building's just smoking up a storm. But anyway, so back to what I was saying. So an actual explosion for, let's say, first off, cars don't explode. So every time you see a car explode, most of the time cars don't blow up like they do in movies. It's just a single like explosion, like a shockwave you'll see. It's not really fiery. And in case you're wondering, like, well, Greyshot, if there's an explosion, oh, a grenade is a great example. It shoots shrapnel. There's not really this huge, like, boom, like, kind of like fiery explosion when you throw a grenade. It's just shrapnel, like, it's sent out and usually will just chop people up. But anyway, so what I'm trying to say is when that shockwave that goes out is the thing that kills people in bombs and stuff like that. It's not really the fiery explosion. Similar to, let's say, I think, yeah, a nuclear bomb. Most people will die from the shockwave caused by it, just knocking out their nervous system and just killing them instantly, more so than, let's say, the fireball that comes out, because they're already long dead before that even hits them. But anyway, we have a huge chunk of Allied forces right here. They're stealing a Maxim. Of all the MGs to steal, I don't think maybe that's all that important, but hey, you stole it. We have an AT gun that kind of needs to move up because, oh boy, we have a half-track. Looks like pulling back the Allied forces. Also, probably need to get the other half-track, this thing, healed and up on the front if you want to kind of burn back all the Allied forces here. This building is so close to being on fire, it's ridiculous. It's literally a firefighter's worst nightmare where you see smoke, but it hasn't caught fire yet. It's just, you know, some part of that house is just, it's so close to catching fire, but it's not the case just yet. It's like, god damn it, where in this house is it? It's so smoky, you can't tell. Anyway, we have mortar teams opening fire, trying to hold back the Allies. The right-hand side looks like the Germans are being held back by the Allied forces. GTA is doing a good job with his riflemen, just holding the line, make sure they don't cross the river line. I'm assuming you do not have grenades yet, which could be helpful. Rifleman squad falling back, unfortunately does bite the dust. Mortar half-tracks on standby, trying to open fire. Verkanwofer just lying in wait for a target. Not bad. We have GTA. We have Sean with a sniper, which could start picking off guys. Very interesting. MG kind of moved up a little bit more. We have a fuel cache being made. Not a bad idea. Kind of help with the fuel income, which now you're even to the Germans on. But the Germans still winning on munitions, which could be an issue. They are pushing on the left-hand side, which is kind of bad if the Allies do lose that. And actually, kind of on the flip side as well, looks like Dim is able to push in and is slowly pushing GTA back. What could the Allies do in this scenario? On the left-hand side, it may be better to just lose that front. I know that is kind of a thing a lot of people don't want to hear, But I feel like with them kind of locked down so heavily in this sector, it's a lot harder to get rid of these guys than the guys in the forest, in my opinion. It seems like in the forest you guys have been doing a pretty good job at murdering them, aka that example. But, well, I'm not saying it's impossible for you to push back the left-hand side. I'm just saying if you can kind of have one guy, well, let's, in general, say it's Ace, kind of focus here, with his Rangers, of course, kind of playing like close quarters, hold them off. The Soviet player focuses mid, kind of holds down this area. And then you have GTA kind of holding, you know, American assaults over here. And then you have Sean launching assaults over in this region. I feel like you could get more resources and more, you could do a better job than launching a lot of assaults into this area. Because I'm being honest, if you launch an assault into this fortified area with mines and everything else and half-track, I don't think you're going to gain a lot of ground. Because you could say, well, Greyshot send armor. They have pack guns. Well, Greyshot get artillery. They have 2 mortars and a support gun. Well, Greyshot send infantry. They have MGs and all the artillery I mentioned. They have the half-track, which can burn them. It's just so heavily fortified. It's a great position by the Germans. Great job locking it down and also reinforcing it. But I just don't think you're going to be able to, you're going to break that without some major shit, which I don't think you're going to get anytime soon. It's going to be a little while before you get maybe a Katusha or Priest or something that can really cause a lot of damage to all the units in that small area. But for the time being, you're just not going to do a ton of damage and break them up. So we got Sean trying to help out. Not a bad idea to retreat. Again, don't want to deal with that fire. Let's see right now. Anyone else pick a doctrine? Wrecked when armored assault tactics. Those will bring up a lot of armor, including advanced medium tanks with T-30-45s and a heavy tank with IS-2. Both very good against infantry with the Sturmovik strikes. Again, if you want a really good armored force, that's what you go. The name is not tricking you. It's good for armored assaults. American riflemen pushing on up. Once again, I'm surprised you don't have grenades. GTA, actually, how much? Okay, so you have 130 munitions, so not a ton. You're more likely upgrading your men, which is in a long term a smarter move. I just see it as like you could sneak up and throw a grenade on these guys, but whatever. At least you're upgrading your men. That's the positive thing I'm seeing through here. We have Sean, who has got himself a Cromwell tank, which could get an upgrade, and most likely, let's see, what's Sean's plan? What's his long term plan? If I had to say, probably he would go with Anvil to get a Churchill, because in that close quarters environment, it's hard to get like a big heavy tank to survive. Usually you do more infantry fighting, and if a Churchill gets deployed, it's specialized in killing infantry. So you have that. And besides, let's say there is a heavy tank, it has more than enough fire. It can survive that heavy tank. It has more than enough armor to survive that. American riflemen seem to be devouring the Germans, who have not really vetted up all that much, while these guys have, allowing them to pretty much shred, oh boy, a lot of the Germans' forces and survive. We have a Panzer IV moving up, which my assumption would be their counter, but it's a little too late. We have a Cromwell moving on up, which seems to be trying to get a kill or two on that Sturm Pioneer squad. American riflemen firing AT grenades at the Panzer IV, not a bad strategy. We have Ace and Wrecked going defensive over here. They gained a little bit of ground, nice AT gun hit, pushing back the half track, which could kill it. Actually, one more hit. Oh, very lucky he got that range in time. Panzer IV being pushed back by the AT grenades and whatnot. Americans holding this position along with taking out the Verkenwerfer. Very nice job. And Germans are just playing, unfortunately, in this choke point area over here. They do have a forward base right over here with a nice half-track setup to make sure they don't get flanked through mid. So nice defensive position. Plus a lot of plane, if an allied plane comes over, easy anti-air over mid, which kind of blocks a lot of your armor, which could have major assaults in that respective region. Now, unfortunately, let's check that right-hand side. Yep. Okay, so Destiny is dropping, most likely, yeah, will be dropping a lot of stuff. And what I mean by that is he's going to be dropping resources in over here, most likely to help his Axis players get a ton of fuel to get heavy armor. Do you have an elephant or something? No, we have a Jagdtiger. That's what I'm afraid of. Joshi went a Jagdtiger, and if he gets that in this open area, it could devour and destroy a lot of allied forces in this region. Use explosive rounds to break up fortifications. Again, very bad. Now, do the allies have something? They have Priest, they have an IS-2, they have a Pershing. That's heavy tanks. Now, Sean doesn't necessarily have a direct counter. Raw artillery, I don't think he would go. I'm being honest. So what he would go? I'm assuming advanced emplacement, they'll lock down the forest, or tactical support. I haven't seen tactical support in a while. Artillery cover is still awesome. I just actually haven't seen it. It's one of those abilities I just don't see all that much anymore, but it's still really damn good. So, I don't know. Very curious indeed. Probably should use that more often. I think it's just, I think of tactical support more as a, it's weird. I think of it more as like an urban type weapon, not really kind of open terrain, which you kind of see in more 4v4 maps, except for like City 17 and, what's the other one? I'm trying to think of another densely packed 4v4 city map. You see, like, you got Montergis region, which they removed. You have stuff like Essence Steelworks, which, yeah, I guess you could put stuff down. And I say that for the Fort Assembly. The Fort Observation Post is just, you can call off airstrikes from it. It's a good location to have. You just have to watch out for artillery strikes to kind of level cities, which tends to happen, which is why you kind of want more urban maps, because they have a ton of buildings you can kind of have that for. But anyway, it looks like they're kind of focusing in mid. We have an MG bunker going down to kind of lock it down. Once again, really surprised we're not seeing supplies being dropped, but again, now we can drop in fire and Stuka bombs. So, like, hard emplacements such as, like, let me see if they have anything. They really don't, but let's say they bring in an artillery position or fortified position, it could be easily burned or Stuka bombed away. Sherman tank falling back, but AT gun on standby could get a nice shot, or tanks just drive away. Katusha way too close to the front line and most likely will be taken out by Panzer IV that sees a beautiful target. Panzer IV, though, gets knocked out. I would say, unfortunately, it was not worth it. While the Katusha is a nice unit to take out, you lost more fuel on the Axis side. Wow, nice shot. I think it didn't really do all that much. Pack gun, though, standby to push back the T-30-45. Panzer IV could go out, and it does have the armored skirts, which allows it to be a better tank in general. But that said, it's better to not risk possibly trying to fight that thing, because again, they still have a pack gun over here as well, so it's kind of would be evenly traded. Either side would go after the other, it would be very bad. Looks like the Axis are kind of forming up here, and this is a pretty bad location because it's a bottleneck. While it's not terrible, they are kind of choked up in this region, so you could call an artillery and kind of start breaking them up. Half track, I think, being deploying, and it's doing it's doing explosive shells, which seem to be doing quite a bit actually. Holy mackerel! It might, yeah, it did. Fuck! When a half track kills a Yag Panzer, you know you're in trouble. Meanwhile, we have a Sherman just trying to hold the line. American forces being pushed back in general, but freaking GTA is jumping for joy from killing a Yag Tiger with a half track. Meanwhile, we have actually probably an ambush lying in wait, if I had put the assumption. Maybe he's trying to learn the Panzer IVs in to hit him with the AT gun, and then he has the Centaur clearing up the infantry for a flank. Could very well be, but he's not maneuvering the pack gun. Or the, sorry, not the pack gun, I'm thinking of something else. The M1. We do have a Cromwell, which could do a nice shot. Oh, nice. Pack gun's like, where are you gonna go? They do kill it, though. But at least they killed the Panzer. Centaur getting some nice shots. Cromwell now opening fire. They're chasing him down. Cromwell should be able to... Oh my god, I ran over all decent chunk of Royal Engineers. Oh, Centaur knocked out the engine. I'm not engine, main gun. He's smoking. He also uses direct fire, which, or mortar did, which knocked out his main gun. I'm going to assume he did. He fired first, but I don't know. We have a Sherman by Ace lying in wait. Wait, Ace is over here? Holy shit. Okay, so yeah, Ace is pretty much defenseless on the far left-hand side. That was a good armor engagement overall, though, for the... Oh, Jesus. There's a lot of free American stuff over here. But that was a pretty good trade-off for the Allies. They seem to be... Oh, never mind. Never mind. I was going to say, they didn't lose all that much. And then Ace just gets rocketed in the face. Armor-piercing rounds, very nice. Love it, bursting armor. A little bit of damage. Won't do a ton, but hey, every little bit helps. Every little bit helps. Once again, Stern Pioneer showing they can just rocket people in the face. Ton of armor right now. Most of it's normal Shermans. Which, again, versus more heavy Panthers, stuff like that, isn't too big of a threat. But Panzer IVs, yeah, you have to worry about that. Once again, we have BBC kind of just mining up the area. We have resources being dropped in this region, so I expect a lot of munitions and teller mines and S-mine fields from all those munitions being deployed. Like we have teller mines right here, which is a good location against an armor charge. For camera warfare, I would place it like over here to kind of block this area off. More mines being placed. Once again, I highly recommend mines in this sector to kind of lure them into choke points. More mines being placed. Yeah, it seems like if I had to make the assumption, it looks like BBC is just locking down this area while Destiny's kind of just dropping in supplies, just kind of helping with defenses and whatnot. Looks like they're trying to reinforce here after the other two guys on their team having a lot of issues. They're not doing terrible. Joshi and what's his name, Dim, are pushing up in this region, but it's not going as well as you might have thought. Sean just opening fire with his Firefly. Looks like his other two armored units are alive, so not doing too bad. Firefly should be able to neutralize the Panzer IV quite easily, and overall I would say these guys need to pull back, because while they are winning right now, they do not have the capacity to hold off a major allied charge. So in my opinion, instead of fighting a losing battle, would be to retreat to a defensive point and kind of hold off. That's something that, once again, I touched this on my last replay, but something the Germans really didn't do all that much. I think Hitler gave an order when in fighting in Russia that they were allowed to retreat to defensive lines. They did that in Italy. I know that for a fact. They made like multiple defensive lines, which were incredibly hard for the Allies to crack, and took possibly up to like a year to crack certain lines, because again, all the hills and the mountains that were in Italy, which, considering how, I get Italy's like a long, snaky kind of region, not bad for how much territory they were able to hold against the Allies for so long. So, not bad in general. They weren't winning, but they certainly weren't losing that much territory in the long run. Meanwhile, it looks like we have a major force being deployed. We have a Jackson along with Ace's other forces kind of leading up for a major assault. Sean hasn't picked anything yet. Another bunker being placed means the last one got knocked out. We do have artillery being made. Not a bad position. Kind of blocked and protected by the Panzer headquarters. I think the half-track could be better placed. I get you're trying to fight off infantry, but maybe, I don't know. I'm trying to think how would it be better. I would say mid, but they have the Jackson and stuff there. I guess no, with the pack gun and kind of blocking this area, it's not too bad. Bunker, well, a ton of bunkers. Just in this region, kind of locking everything down. Hey, there's munitions right there, man. You can grab it. He has 1,000 munitions. Man, you better be calling in all the strikes. I'm pointing it out. You better be calling it recon. You better be calling all the fire, everything. Like right now, I see a good fire target. You guys are wondering, hey, Greyshot, what is this building? Just burn it down. Just burn it all down. Meanwhile, it looks like Sean pushing up pretty damn hard on this right-hand side. So not doing it too bad in general. Jagdpanzer. Man, there's the old one. Remember that one, Joshi? You didn't? Well, too bad. Unfortunately, it did just get blown up. So, it's a small issue. We have Shermans being moving up. Oh, nice kill on that poor British infantry trying to hold the line. We do have a priest as well opening fire. Once again, GTA knows the idea. Open fire in this small corridor so you can push them back. Most likely, though, if we look here, Germans still winning. Munition-wise, they are kicking the Allies' ass, which, again, would help them with, like, assault artillery and whatnot. They can break up key positions. What position would you break up, in my opinion? This would be a good one, because there's a lot of Allied forces here. If you want to break up another one, this location would be a good one to hit, kind of push them back. Meanwhile, we have a Sherman and Centaur moving up. Pack gun on standby. Really needs the Panzer IV to come in and kind of help out. Actually, hold on. We have assault artillery coming down. Yep, they're doing it right here. And that should force all the Allied forces into a different region, or GTA is going to heal in the middle of an artillery assault, which is going to go amazingly. He's going to lose his infantry. Yep, there it goes. I had a feeling that was going to happen. Which, is he going to lose another? No, he doesn't. But right now I see a free tank that they could grab if they spotted it and if they could get it. Right now Sean's on standby like, oh shit. Because his American support just got RV'd to death. Meanwhile, his Centaur is just lighting them up. Holy mackerel. Nice job. Looks like Verkenwerfer's moved on up. I love the Verkenwerfer sneak attack. That's a great play strategy. Just hide them, camouflage, and just light them up with just surprise assaults. Meanwhile, we saw this Sherman decrewed over there. Doesn't look like the Germans have all that much. They did call an artillery here to kind of stop the German advance, which seems to be working, though we have MGs and additional infantry moving on up. Once again, MGs guarding here, and you know GTA is guarding that point. Or, sorry, who is it? Frickin' Sean's guarding this point, so GT doesn't lose the unit. The Sherman is recovered. Very nice teamwork. We have a Centaur moving in. Jagdpanzer trying to get a target on the Centaur. Should be able to knock it out. There we go with the Verkenner over there, which needs to fall back to heal because it's so close to dying. And although I would say that it's weird. I wouldn't say that the Germans did an amazing assault by any stretch of the imagination, but judging by how much damage they did do overall, that was my cat reacting to my shadow. I would say that was actually not bad. Like, for Germany, Joshi didn't lose that many men. Plus, if I had to make the assumption, he's going to deploy a Jagdtiger in mid or a King Tiger. Most likely without the mechanized building, I would deploy the Jag, but we'll see. Meanwhile, Stern Pioneers trying to push on up. Looks like it didn't work. Rangers leading the... Well, nope. They're not leading the way. Riflemen are leading the way in this case. Half-track on standby. Most likely trying to shoot down enemy recon. Which I will laugh if it crashes into one of these. Come on. Where's it crashing? Jesus Christ. It just takes out... It skids across the building. Neutralizes it and then crashes into the ground. Bravo. Just freaking bravo. Meanwhile, unfortunately, you still have this guy reinforcing. He does have a PaK-43 now. I'm assuming, yep, artillery strikes in this region neutralize his RD position, which is bad for him. But with the PaK-43 there and Vet 1, I'm assuming he did a lot of damage to allied armor during a charge. Sean, on the left-hand side, trying to hold with his Firefly. We do have some type of strike coming in. Now maybe a Sturmovik strike in that. Holding back a lot of the infantry. Not bad. We also have time on target possibly coming down. Not a lot of damage, but hey, at least it kind of scared him. Panzer IV on standby, but yeah, Dim unfortunately doesn't have a huge army anymore. That assault kind of... Yeah, he's not getting a lot anytime soon. And it... Oh god, yep, steal the pack. That's just not going to help him. What's this, MG42 in this region? Panzer IV could probably hold off against some light forces, but if he moves up with... Yep, there we go. He went Churchill like I thought he would in the 4th. And Cromwell, I love how they both fell back before charging forward again. Yep, Panzer IV's going to die. Oh, really? Two misses? He can't charge. He has to kill this, because if he falls back, then most likely the pack gun will kill him. And, nope, he killed it, so now he can retreat, bounce, and Churchill kills him. Very nice. Yeah, right now, like I said, Allies are not winning on the right. They're too fortified. They're winning on the left. And now, at least it looks like the Allies getting all those additional resources and support on the left are allowing them to start up. Like, as you can see, Axis are now not winning in both fuel and resources. So that's a huge, huge win for the Allies to kind of just get that resource win. Meanwhile, we have a flank going on with BBC. Trying to knock out the AT gun. Panther gets neutralized just by a ton of AT, brought to you by Wrecked, who just wrecked that Panther. Now, we have Ace coming in with his Pershing, which probably he nicknamed the Cuck Machine, if I had to say. If I am wrong, let me know. Detonated the mine he placed, which, once again, not terrible, but I always try to maneuver my armor away from stuff like that. You don't want your mine to detonate, but you also want to make sure that if you do have mines, you don't risk your armor with them. And that mine itself was actually not in a bad position, because I would assume armor would charge and it would be instantly KO'd and kind of stuck in a really vulnerable spot. So not too bad. We have a Stuka bomb that went off. We have a plane that also got destroyed. Katusha got annihilated, maybe from some type of strike. I'm actually curious what died. Let me double check both the American players. Nope, the American players are doing just fine. Priests are opening fire on the left. Where are you firing? Are you hitting the base? No, the bases look fine. So I'm actually curious where you're... I mean, I'm assuming you're maybe over here. Okay, interesting location for the Jag to be in this location. I would be fine if it was over here, because you could fire at, let's say, the SU-85 or other things. Panzerwerfer missing target. Ooh, just barely. Nice retreat, Ace. Very nice retreat. Jagdtiger, though, you need recon for it, because Fog of War, you can't see shit. That being said, when you do have a shot... Oh boy, that poor Cromwell didn't stand a chance. Panzer charging forward. Not a bad idea with 2 AT guns. Not a lot of anti-infantry here, which could be a major concern I have. Holy god, those Shermans are being hit pretty damn hard. Artillery, though, lighting that area up. Very nice shot overall, killing 2 units. One of them very highly vetted. Pushing back the Jag. And once again, pushing them to this corridor, which is perfect for the Allies, because they can just keep shoving the Germans back. Which is why if the okay, if you can't push through here, stop. Play defensive. Keep a small detachment here because it's the exact same thing. You might have a hard time pushing through that choke point, but so will your enemy. The enemy can't exactly attack you with a huge force without being annihilated, because they'll go in piecemeal. So, same thing over here. You just have a small detachment here. When the enemy comes, hit them with mines and everything else, and you should be fine. At least that way you have that point. We have assault artillery coming in, which is actually pretty damn good. That kind of crippled the allied assault and forced them back. But, on the flip side, looks like we have a lot of forces over in mid. Oh, shoot. What do we got? We have something going on now. Where'd the Germans go? Germans went something. I'm sorry, no, the Allies did something. Yep, perimeter overwatch. So artillery will come down over any German unit in the vicinity. Not a bad idea. And the overwatch happens for about 2 minutes. So it's just constant artillery, which is, once again, not bad. With the Allied armor here, you're going to need to bring up that Yag and kind of just open fire. But with, I think, the brush might be a little bit harder. Either that or you're not risking to pull it up just a little closer and hit that Churchill. The MG there for Canwoofer can't get the shot it needs to hit that Firefly. Back in mid, you have a Panther trying to get a target, but once again, Wrecked is just doing very well with that AT. Half track, by the way, shot down multiple planes. We have Jackson also providing fire support with an IS-2 now moving in. King Tiger, though, opening fire, holding mid off. They need to capture this point. That's what they need to do right now. But the Allies are currently bringing down the Axis. Axis winning right now via capture points. So it's not too bad. Also, I like this left-hand hook and assault with a lot of, even just trying to take this point. I'm assuming Dim is going to get a Tiger tank, because that's what I would do in that situation. I would try to get a Tiger, try to get this point and try to win. But we'll see what happens. Goddamn Vickers heavy machine gun just trying to hold them off. Shermans could easily come in and wreck. I'm surprised they're not doing that. Nice job with the rifle grenades, though. Managed to push that back with a huge assault. But with it, see what's going on right now? They're being detected. That's from a Valentine tank, which is just on standby using infrared, which is very helpful to target enemy locations or target enemies, so that way your artillery can come in. Tiger tank was deployed. Yag Tiger getting a nice curve shot through the forest. I like that. IS-2 somewhat revealing itself. Yag Tiger could keep hitting them, neutralize the IS-2, which it does, and Wreck just got wrecked. I'm sure he doesn't hear that a lot. Certainly not. Meanwhile, we have a Firefly moving on in with Sherman fire support, maybe trying to overwhelm the Yag Tiger with possibly rockets? Come on, fire rockets, maybe? Nope. Yag Tiger does not give a shit in opening fire on the Firefly, though Firefly gets a nice return volley. And looks like a big cluster of armor happening over here, making neither party able to move on up. For hitting on the side, that Sherman. 3 stars, not half bad, just causing some havoc. All it needs to do. And I would, oh nice, one last shot on that Sherman. Not killing it, but weakening it just enough and forcing them back. Looks like over here they're still pretty much locked in. The whole looks like a plane crash in this region, not helping. I would still place more mines in this region because I think you still have like a shit ton of munitions. You do, and you're dropping in more. So Destiny, I would place more Teller mines and S minefields in this region. Just everything. Because you could say Greyshot, well, if they get Minesweeper, sure, then they're walking over a graveyard if one bullet or explosion hits the underground area. So just point that out. Meanwhile, let's double check army size. We can see that Destiny and BBCs both still have large armies of the upper 80s. Well, these two guys are in the, what? Like the 30s? So overall, you can't... What do you mean, yes? Oh. Oh, no. Well, someone just lost their Yag Tiger. That's probably why he got pushed down. Oh. Oh, that poor Yag. I'm assuming his Sexton killed it. Yep. A very nice job, Sean. Very nice job indeed. And this entire line's broken, so now the Allies most likely will use this corridor to hit the Germans. And I feel like the Germans launched maybe too many assaults. I mean, don't worry, the IS-2 sniping the IS-2. I'm sorry. The Yag Tiger sniping the IS-2 was great. Nice grenade, by the way. Probably going to get, yep, quite a few kills in general. But now they're going to need to have to refocus. And if I were them, once again, I'd just place NGs and stuff over here. Just kind of put them in a choke. Oh my god, with the artillery coming down and with the airburst shells, it's kind of blocking the tanks, making them less effective. We have additional artillery coming in with the more airburst shells. This Panzer headquarters, though, can open fire on the infantry, so they push them back, so they're not too down. Churchill, though, leading the charge. Germans bringing up additional infantry. My cat literally just charged me and hit me. What did I do to you? I don't know, you're just lying in wait, ready to pounce. I leave on Animal Planet, and I feel like I left and I just put on, I think it was Planet Earth, and I think I left the Serengeti on. I think that was one. The one with the open plains. Maybe she's reenacting an actual tiger or something. Because she just keeps, like, charging me, and to put you the best way to describe it. Hold on, where'd that Stuka bomb come down? Oh no, we have artillery just hitting this region. It's like the scene from The Lion King with Simba fighting Scar with the two lions, like, in the air, like, pouncing. She keeps doing that next to me on my bed, where she put her two front paws up and does that. I'm just like, okay, maybe that's enough Animal Planet for you. And if you're wondering, Greyshot, why do you leave Animal Planet on? Because my brother goes to work, and I don't want the cat to be, like, completely, like, bored and just, like, kind of feeling lonely. So I'm like, you know, I'll put this on TV so she can see other animals. She was, like, really, really interested in a goddamn cave one. She saw a worm. I think it was a worm. And she was just, like, so involved. She was just staring at it for, like, probably 10 minutes, just this worm. I'm like, cool, whatever. At least you like it. Anyway, yeah, of course I make her watch the best stuff. I'm not going to put on Air Bud, because that would be cruel and unusual punishment. Anyway, a ton of artillery coming in. We have priests opening fire and priests and sextons opening fire. 13 kills, 8 kills. Actually, not too many kills, respectively. So, looks like the Germans are falling back. We saw these guys were heavily fortified, but with artillery, that will slowly change. Panzerwerfer fire hitting that area, but alas, not able to hit a good target, simply because of the fact they retreated. Wow, that thing shot down another plane. So good for them. That's 8 planes? Yeah, it's only killed planes. That's all the wreck got it for, to shoot down planes. Once again, very surprised we haven't seen more bombing and Stuka strikes, but hey, maybe I've just been missing them. IS-2 coming around the corner, so Wreck is trying to push them back. Destiny, ton of manpower, but again, I'm assuming he's just saving up for something. Artillery coming in, trying to knock out... Sorry, half-track using its HE shells to try to knock out that support gun. Beautiful hit, neutralizing it. We have a counterattack over here, but with all the armor, it's just not going to work. You know what I would do? I'd build a Pac 43 right here and just open fire on this. That would be... That's what I would do. SU-85 getting 3. I'm getting up to Vet 3. Very nice. King Tiger having some trouble. Nice flank ace, but unfortunately with the Jackson, but unfortunately just not penetrating all that much. Yag Tiger back up and rolling, and very surprised it's so far back. You figure the Yag Tiger tank destroyer would be closer to the front to hit a lot of these tanks. At least I would do, anyway. Nice shot. Oh my god, you're gonna lose the 5-star Volk squad, aren't you? Oh, no, it's gonna live. We have Sturmvik Strike coming in, neutralizing the thing next to the... Oh, nope. There goes the Panzerwerfer. Right now trying to shoot him down. Massive amount of artillery coming down. Oh, damn. It's just a kill zone right now. Sturmvik Strike there. We got... Oh, he deployed flares so we can see the enemy. And we also have time on target coming down this region. Just not helping at all. This Lone Panther is just chilling over here. I feel like... in Destiny, by the way, is the guy that's supposed to be in mid. Also, goddamn, this guy is a plane crash. Poor guy. Just plane crashes into his base. Meanwhile, Yag Tiger still holding back the allies in general. Pershing, Ace trying to hold back a lot of the enemy. Let's see how Pershing does. Right now, 3 kills up to Vet 2, though. Pershing needs to retreat. Luckily, he has some decent speed. Yag Tiger might not be able to get the kill. Yag Panzer tries to go, but alas, bounces. Very, very lucky for that Pershing. And manages to get back. IS-2 now fully healed, ready to go. Half-track, by the way, now up to 9 plane kills. Very nice. Meanwhile, over huge allied assault over here with everything. And, Yeah. Fire coming down. I was like, what is he drop? Oh, God, the plane just crashed in it. Plane just crashed right in front of the freaking king. It's like, God damn it. Yeah, unfortunately, pushed a lot of the Allied infantry back, but the armor's like, I'm totally fine. I can push on through. You have infantry moving up, and alas, with the explosive rounds, just not helping. Tiger taking also in there, and most likely shoot down the Allied planes. Maybe not doing as great of a job. We have artillery now coming in on the Tiger tank, just blowing it to Kingdom Come. My God. When priests just slowly just destroy your entire ability. I like how he's deploying smoke. Dude, I hate to break it to you, I don't think smoke is going to stop the artillery shell from murdering you at that position. Hypothetically speaking, I think you're fucked. I can't guarantee anything. Though, wonderful Stuka bomb just knocks out the artillery. Was there 3 of them? Or is it just 2? I think it was just 2. But, damn, that's going to delay that artillery. He probably just deployed another sexton, yep, and GTA just deploy another priest, same thing. So they have more than enough resources to kind of, you know, assist, because they're at pop cap in general. Actually, the Allies in general are doing really damn well with probably totals, yeah, I would say definitely upper 80s. With the Axis, oh boy, they are in the mid 60s. So definitely have a smaller army. They need to start focusing, and I know they keep trying to go for mid, and right now it's just not working out for them, but they need to get some kills. They need to, maybe a surprise attack coming through here. And come around. I mean, they don't have a lot of artillery or Katyushas really hit, so maybe that wouldn't even do. Let's see what their doctrines have. They have a Stuka bomb, stuff like that. They could keep deploying recon, keep doing strikes. They could try for, and again, it looks like GTA is not falling for it. Sort of like a Stuka bomb on American forces. Maybe Ace? But no, he's retreating back to base as well, because he's smart enough to realize, hey, I don't want the Stuka bomb to kill me, because they've been dropping quite a lot of bombs. And they're still dropping munitions, so they're still doing all of that. They have a ton of infantry still. They just need more infantry on the front. We have something coming down over here. I'm assuming time on target, maybe? Yep. And that's right on top of a Panther with a damage engine and a Yag Tiger. Dude, you better pull back. We have a T-34 moving on up. Time on target does quite a bit of damage, both Panther and the Yag. Oh, still gets murdered. A lot of armor, though, moving on up. Panther is down. Yag Tiger still holding the line with Kenwerfer. Stormvik strike coming in. Yag Tiger still getting shots. Can it kill the Jackson is the question. Nope. Looks like, oh, but the Jackson knocks out its main gun. That was a mistake on his part. Should have tried to neutralize it. Meanwhile, a lot of forces are moving on up. We have planes circling, trying to get a strike. Germans shoot it down. Don't give a fuck. And, yeah, right now, they are leading a counterattack against the Allies. Stormvik strike trying to get a nice shot in. Gets shot down and crashes right into the German line, possibly damaging some of their units. I like how the Soviets, like, if I'm going down, I'm taking as many guys with me. Alright, so so right now we have a lot more artillery coming in. Most likely going to try to focus on neutralizing these guys. If I had to assume that's what GT is going to try to focus all of his artillery on now, since, like, this choke point's pretty much been cleared, which is not a bad idea. And with the artillery all coming in this position, that could also be bad, because, again, a lot of the Tigers and whatnot. Oh, God. Nice idea with the PaK-43 positioning it to try to hold back the armor. It was a nice attempt, but, yeah, they just have too much artillery. Again, you kind of need the PaK-43. It would be more like an initial surprise, more so than longing, like staying power, because they just... It's like the Ardennes, oh, God, Battle of the Bulge. The Germans launched an assault while the Allied Air Force was removed from play because of the snowstorm. They knew they had the blizzard overwatching them. They could keep pushing in that way. And in that front, it worked. The Germans were able to push, but two things limited their ability. Once the blizzard cleared up, Air Force came back, and the second thing was fuel. They didn't have enough fuel to send their Tigers where they need to. They pushed until they ran out of gas, and eventually they died. We have Ace leading his Rangers with 17 kills respectively and almost close to 30. MG, though, guarding them, or guarding this point from a infantry assault. We still have this guy guarding the point, which is surprising. I don't see him try to push over here. Once again, just try to take a little bit of territory. We see all four guys like go on this point, which in a direct confrontation with the Allies, I don't think they're going to win. We do have this guy with Zeroing Artillery. He could try to lure all the Allies in, which is also another idea, is try to lure the Allies in this point, Zeroing Artillery, and kind of close the gap so they're stuck. This guy, wow, Stuka Bomb Strike now 200 munitions. Okay. Didn't know about that, but sure. I can see why it's 200. King Tiger holding the front with everything it's got, trying to kill the infantry. Not a bad idea. Sherman, though, doing the exact same thing with explosive rounds, trying to stop them. The Jagdpanzer trying to push them back. Looks like we might have some artillery coming down. We have a flak emplacement being deployed. I'm assuming just trying to stop a flank in this area. Armor lying in wait. We have planes now dropping in. Looks like the final battle may be commencing. Cervic Strike doing what it needs to. Suppressing the infantry. And it looks like both planes were shot down immediately from the anti-air they have in the region. Good for the Axis. They're able to finally stop those planes. But the Allies are doing the exact same thing. So it's about even now. Let's see now. Not GTA. Sean has a ton of forces in this region. Once again, very surprised he isn't trying to push this way. But, hey, they want a final battle in mid? Sure, let's have the final battle in mid. IS-2 versus King Tiger. Let's see how it goes. And a Pershing. So, looks like the Pershing and the IS-2 unfortunately have to fall back from all the AT. We have a lot of artillery coming down this region. Flank going on with the Jackson on the side. King Tiger lost his main gun. Still has enough health. It should be able to fall back. Artillery coming in, causing air burst shells, causing the vision to be obscured. Nice kill. 1 T-34 down. Now just don't lose anything and continue to kill, and maybe you'll be doing pretty damn well. Zero artillery is also coming in this sector. If they get recon, oh, this could be bad. Oh, can he kill the howitzer? Oh, kill the howitzer. There we go. Poor Ace. And the Germans actually gaining ground. Unfortunately, with everything over here, they can easily pincer movement over there. But in this area, they have no competition. So they can kind of use that area where they know there is an enemy, kind of use that to advantage and push up. More Zeroing I'm assuming Zeroing Artillery is coming down. No, SAR Artillery is coming down this sector. Definitely a SAR Artillery. Might be able to get a kill on the Su-85. There we go. Poor wrecked. He just got wrecked. And yeah, I'm going to keep using that. Oh, hold on. 14 kills, all planes. Once again, you figure the Russian and Soviet Air Force would just say fuck it and not come to this area. But hey, you know what? Let them be. Let them keep bringing in those munitions and let them keep trying those airstrikes. Let's see. Meanwhile, it keeps dropping that stuff in. But again, Destiny and BBC are just lost their reserves. They don't have a lot to keep. They just don't have a ton of manpower and fuel like they used to. And actually, I'll give Dim. Dim has slowly rebuilt his army. So he's gone from really nothing to a full army. Meanwhile, Wrecked has not a ton of reserves, and while he has an Su-85 being deployed, it's going to take some time for him to get additional armor. So that could be an issue. Ace doesn't care. Ace could keep sending men to his graves. He doesn't mind. He will turn the goddamn American soldiers into goddamn Soviets because he has a ton of manpower saved up. He just keeps spending American lives. And I'm being honest, like. And with his Rangers that are so costly, if he keeps losing, he should be relatively fine. Stuka Bomb coming in, neutralizing a Sexton. Poor Sean. He just keeps having those blown up. But whatever. He just deploys another one because he has more than the fuel and manpower to, and he's at pop cap. GTA is in the same boat. He has a ton of these guys, and the Stuka Bomb can keep, killing them. It's just not doing enough in the long term. It's effective, but it's not something that's turning the tide. Now this could be work. If the Panzer IV can move in and kind of run these guys over, that could be very effective. But it looks like they're going to retreat before they even have a chance to get close. So unfortunately, that is the case there. Meanwhile, it looks like a lot of armor in mid has just gotten blown up and unfortunately pushed back. The King is still alive. It's just, being redeployed. And the Jagdtiger had to be sent back even further because of all the artillery, which has done a great job at just uprooting all the OKW's bases, which definitely limits the ability for the OKW to attack. Once again, they're attacking through here, and I feel like this could be a big mistake because the artillery airburst shells causing damage. You have everything right here, from Fireflies, Churchills, all the infantry, a goddamn sniper Vet 2, which can, like just cripple your tank. Yeah, so he just lost a lot of his men there. Joshi could easily get more armor, but again, he can't deploy it, so no real point. I would maybe say get a Panzer headquarters building and additional armor. Also, doesn't look, oh, there he goes. I was like, is he not playing? No, he's playing. We have a big assault by Wrecked in this region. Looks like we have artillery coming in. Time on target? Looks like it. As long as he keeps moving up, he should be fine. But again, that's kind of like either charge me or retreat. But either way, you're going to have to do something. Otherwise, the artillery will is forcing him to engage or to not. Unfortunately, with all the armor right here and kind of being choked up, I don't think he's going to win. It's going to be close, but it looks like the Allies have more than the firepower to push them back. The IS-2 barely alive, pushing back. This barely alive, easily falling back. Here, it's very hard to pull back, which is kind of going to be a big issue. The Ag Tiger, unfortunately, turning around along with the Kenwerfer. Unfortunately, that's going to be an issue because it's causing a big like cluster right there. Yag could easily be opening fire, but decides not to. AT gun and whatnot, just opening fire without any opposition. And yeah, all this stuff's going to die very quickly. Ace just wrecking that king. Oh, that's pathfinding at its worst right there. But alas, you put yourself in a position where you had all those units clumped up there, so I can't really say anything. Nice that he's at least camouflaging it so we can slowly retreat it without being seen. But yeah, even with that, there goes a lot of red, and I don't think he has enough resources. He could probably get himself another king, but it won't be the same. They're trying to shoot down all those planes, but alas, for some reason, the Ostwind in this just not shooting him down. Huh. Oh, here they come. They're going to shoot him down this way, aren't they? Yep. There goes, it's the AT gun, and other plane gets shot down, smashes into the Allied line. I just imagine the Germans are like, hold on, don't fire yet. It's like, why? If they crash, they'll be in our line. Wait for them to circle back, and they'll crash in the Allied line. Anyway, it looks like we have a recon plane being deployed. Half-track's still up there. I would Suka bomb this damn thing. Trying to knock out Sean's base. Not going as planned. You have a Panzer IV over here. Something just blew up.
Our brave infantry is dying.
Yep, there we go. Another. Wow, okay. Damn, with all the Stuka bombs, he just deploys another. That's the thing. GTA and Sean just like, cool. We'll just deploy another priest. If they had maybe another guy with a Stuka bomb, maybe that would work, but it's just not doing enough. Meanwhile, Yag Tiger is still holding the front. Maybe gets the final shot. Doesn't look like it. We have some type of artillery. I'm assuming time on target coming down, pushing that sucker back. Was that from a major? I think that was from a major. Yeah, he used the artillery from a major. Good job. Not as effective as the time on target, but still decently effective. Yeah, but it looks like right now it is still a close game, even though it looks like the Allies have been dominating. Point-wise, it's pretty damn close. The Allies are just now in the capture game winning. So, but that being said, the Axis forces in general are down to like mid-40s, while the Allies themselves are still in the easily upper 90s. So they easily have twice the army to put in perspective than the Axis have. So the Axis have been doing worse. So they need to change up their engagement. This is not working. This is the corridor of death for the Axis. They need to stop pushing. I know I'm beating my head against Trump, but not only is it a choke point for the Allies, but also it is for the Axis, but it's also for the Allies. If the Axis could focus all their forces here and just lure the Allies in and just overwhelm them in sheer firepower, that would do it. Meanwhile, it looks like a big assault by Wrecked on the left. And yeah, he is not getting wrecked anymore. Looks like more than enough AT forces are pushing back the IS-2, but the Pershing does not care, going in for a flank. Nice grenade trying to neutralize the pack, but alas, not doing as much as you think. Tiger moving on in. We have planes flying overhead. Okay. God damn, they just keep getting in sight. It's like, make up your mind. German forces so far holding. I like this IS-2 and the Pershing combo they keep doing, because that's actually decently effective with the IS-2 is just sheer firepower, while the Pershing is better just maneuverability and flanking. Meanwhile, artillery's coming down, just slowly pushing the Axis forces back with Katyushas. Rangers once again charging forward under coverage of AT guns, so again the tanks may have a harder time moving on in. But let's see. They were able to hold back the Allies here. Once again, I find it weird. I mean, I guess it's just infantry you got this for, but I figure the Tiger would be fine. We have flares going out because, again, if you don't know, that ability for early warning will detect units on the front line, which means what? Oh, yeah, they can see everything you currently have. So switch back over to Sean. They know where everything is. And that Valentine tank is also allowing them to sight. So they can see all of this. They know your tank is currently hiding behind there, etc. Because it just illuminates the entire all frontline enemy positions. Yeah, Tiger, this thing is by itself. This sniper could easily move in. Which, by the way, nice job, sniper, for being, you know, vet 2. And just start dealing massive damage. Nice shot, though, on the Pershing. Unfortunately, though, it's going to probably use its speed to get out of there before, you know, getting shot again. Very nice.
Capture point is being overrun.
And the MG just holding that position like it needs to. Nothing more, nothing less. Artillery just coming down, slowly beating back the Axis forces, trying to hold this choke point. Just sad. They have a Panzer headquarters building right here, so it should be more than capable of holding back infantry. But at least the MG is providing support. Wow, god damn it. Sean is just not letting him have it. Holy mackerel. The amount of artillery. And before you say, well, Greyshot, the artillery's overpowered. There's nothing they... Remember, they could charge through here. They could literally do an armor charge this way and just break up all these AT defenses. Which, by the way, I'm assuming GTA did this, because of course GTA would do this. They could slowly just easily break with a Tiger and push on forward. And then just flank the Priest and everything over here. Because... they're all facing this way. A flank in open terrain might be exactly what they need. Then you can call in maybe some airstrikes for fire, for some coverage, Zuka bomb maybe. Looks like the Panther not doing all so hot, and they're pretty much broken on the left-hand side, which was BBC's last retreat point. Mid, they're not doing so hot. We have the, oh god, looks like we have artillery coming down here. And, yep, broken engine, so I'm assuming this thing's going to die. Yep, time on target, takes it down. And the King Tiger, although still alive, not vet 1. And, yep, with the Yag Tiger dead, they call GG. And, to be fair, I get it. The Allies had a full army. They barely had anything left. So, it was a damn close game. And, again, wrecked with most damage. He was definitely wrecking. There you go, Sin. There you go. You're pretty damn good. Meanwhile, Sean, nope, not Sean, sorry, GTA getting most kills, although KD, I'd probably have to say Sean wins with a 2.0 KD. But anyway, so GTA, what do I have to say about him? Most kills, very nice. Again, his artillery, I'm going to make the assumption his artillery was the reason why he was so goddamn annoying. Yeah, 5 times, 22,000 damage, yeah. The Priest artillery, the Stuka bombs were working against it, but the problem was they just couldn't outpace the resources that the Allies were already getting, so they could just easily replace it. Let's see on the German side. German side, BBC was easily top kills and damage. I can definitely understand why. His King was awesome. He had great defensive. He had a great defensive line over here. I know you could say, well, Greyshot, his mines didn't really play into effect. Well, yes and no. I like to think his Panther died because it detonated the mine once again, which was bad movement and control. But I feel like he could have pushed over here and put some more pressure, and that would have probably helped his guys out, and that way they could lure the Allies in. I'm sure Ace and Wrecked wouldn't have fallen for it, but still possibly hit him some mines and to take out some damaged, injured units. But anyway, actually, let me double check. BBC for Kenwifer, 18,000. Actually, wow, damn, nice. Let's double. Well, actually, no, they only got 1 kill, so they were hurting stuff. They just couldn't kill it, which was another big issue. They were damaging units. They just couldn't get the final blow in. Meanwhile, Joshi got second. Again, he was second in command. No, actually, no. So he got the Yag Tiger. That was it. He kind of became second in command with his Yag Tiger, just kind of sniping stuff. 21,000 damage. He did get what? Yeah, he got 2 of those suckers, so maybe not as amazing. But again, he was trying to hold him back. Meanwhile, Destiny was definitely the support player, and Dim did okay, but was definitely the weakest of the bunch. If I had to say who was the weakest here, probably Ace. I mean, he was doing fine with his Rangers and whatnot, and they were definitely cleaning up some infantry when he can, but he was definitely getting pushed back quite a bit. His Pershing did good, well, but if I had to double check and see what did most damage, yeah, it is Jackson. But even the Jackson did only 12,000. I mean, it was fine, but not incredible, because everyone else got, what, up to 20,000 damage? Or goddamn Verkanwerfer with 18. But yeah, overall, really good game. And kind of also shows that know your terrain. This choke point definitely slowly just burned the Germans down, which they could have gone through different routes to try to like lure the Allies into more combat scenarios. And that they would probably, since they split up the Allies, might have had a better chance of winning. But that's just me. And yeah, actually, multiple combat scenarios would have limited their armor, and the artillery can't hit every point. So, instead of artillery focusing on one area, they'd have to refocus on a lot, and most likely they would be not as effective, and that you could have probably pushed up and probably neutralized some more of that artillery. At least, you know, that's what I would see in this. But I mean, direct on fights with armor, Germans weren't doing too bad. I would say that kind of travesty that happened over here was bad with everything blowing up, but overall, they were doing a damn good job at, like, in open cover and at least areas that they had multiple routes, pushing back the Allies. So, not bad. It was just the artillery. That goddamn artillery just constantly opening fire that pretty much screwed you guys over. But in any case, once again, that's game. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I want to call out my Patreon supporters like Ace, Sean, Tim, Leo, Sejonas, and Joey, I want to say, and Nick as well. Thank you guys so much for your awesome support. You all rock. By the way, this has been Greyshot17, and I will see you guys next time. Before this video ends, I want to give a special shout out to my Patreon supporters like Ace, Leo, Tim, Sean, Sejones, and Nick. Thank you guys so much for your awesome support, and I'll see you next time, guys.